You're going to leave this house empty. This is my territory. Nobody stays here and have peace.
The city of Port Harcourt never truly slept. Even at night, headlights streamed endlessly along the roads, generators hummed like restless spirits, and the air carried a mix of ambition, noise, and quiet desperation. In the heart of the city, in a well-developed neighborhood surrounded by clean streets and gated compounds, stood a house that everyone admired but feared. It was a beautiful two-story modern apartment, painted in smooth shades of white and grey, with large tinted windows that reflected the sky like glass. The compound was paved with interlocking stones, neatly arranged. A balcony stretched across the upper floor, decorated with stainless steel railings that shined under the sun. At night, the building glowed softly with warm lights, making it look like a dream home, the kind people prayed for. Nor of the kind people worked years to afford, the kind of house that screamed success. Yet, no one stayed there. Not for long. Because in Port Harcourt, people whispered about that house. They called it the house that steals destiny. And everyone knew the warning: anybody who packs in leaves empty. So it didn't look cursed. There were no broken walls, no cobwebs, no strange symbols. Everything about it looked perfect, which made it even more dangerous. The first family that moved in was the Okafors. Mr. Okafor was a successful oil contractor. His wife owned a boutique, and their two children attended one of the best private schools in the city. When they announced they had secured the apartment, people envied them. "Na God don bless una," neighbors said. The rent was surprisingly affordable for such a luxurious building. Too affordable. But in a city where opportunities don't wait, the Okafors didn't think twice. They moved in on a bright Saturday morning. Laughter filled the compound. Movers carried furniture inside. The children ran up and down the stairs, excited about their new rooms. Everything felt perfect for the first few days. Then things began to change. Slowly, quietly, unnoticeably at first. Mr. Okafor started losing contracts. Deals that were already signed suddenly got cancelled. Calls stopped coming in. Emails went unanswered. At first, he blamed the economy. "Things are just slow," he told his wife. But it didn't stop. It got worse. His wife's boutique, once booming with customers, began to dry up. Clothes stopped selling. Suppliers started avoiding her. Even loyal customers disappeared without explanation. Then the children. New ones bright and top of their class. Their grades dropped drastically. They forgot things easily, struggled to understand simple lessons, became withdrawn. Inside that beautiful apartment, everything was fading. Not suddenly, not violently, but slowly, like something was being drained out of them. One night, around 2:17 a.m., Mrs. Okafor woke up. She didn't know why, but something felt wrong. The room was cold, unnaturally cold. She sat up slowly, and that was when she heard it, a faint sound, like whispering, coming from downstairs. She nudged her husband. "Did you hear that?" He turned half asleep. "Hear what?" They both stayed silent, listening. The whispering continued, soft, unclear, like voices speaking in a language that didn't belong to this world. Then suddenly, footsteps, slow, deliberate, moving across the living room. Mrs. Okafor's heart began to race because she remembered something a neighbor had told her jokingly the day they moved in. "Just make sure you lock your doors well at night." That house no two like strangers. At the time, she laughed. Now, she wasn't laughing anymore. The footsteps stopped, right at the bottom of the staircase. Then, a voice. Clear this time, soft but chilling. "Why? Are you still here?" Mrs. Okafor froze. Her breath caught in her throat as the voice echoed faintly through the house. "Why? Are you still here?" She gripped her husband's arm tightly. "Mom, someone is downstairs," she whispered, her voice shaking. Mr. Okafor sat up immediately, now fully awake. The tension in the room was thick, unnatural. He listened. Silence. No footsteps, no whispering, nothing. He swallowed hard, trying to steady himself. "Stay here," he said, forcing confidence into his voice. "I'll go check." He stepped out of the bedroom slowly. The corridor light flickered once, then stayed on. Each step he took down the staircase felt heavier than the last. The house, which once felt like a dream, now felt like it was watching him, waiting. When he got to the living room, nothing was out of place. The sofas were exactly where they should be, but the center table untouched, the front door locked. He exhaled. "Maybe we're just stressed," he muttered. But as he turned to go back upstairs, he saw it. On the wall, a shadow. It wasn't his. It stood tall, too tall, and it didn't move when he moved. Mr. Okafor's body went cold. Slowly, very slowly, till he turned his head, but there was nothing behind him. Yet, the shadow was still there. Then it moved. It stretched unnaturally across the wall, bending like smoke, rising upward until it reached the ceiling, and then it vanished. Mr. Okafor ran. He didn't think. He didn't look back. He rushed up the stairs, burst into the bedroom, and locked the door immediately. "What happened?" Mrs. Okafor cried. He shook his head, breathing heavily. "We're leaving this house," he said. "Tomorrow." But tomorrow did not come peacefully. By morning, something had already changed. Again, Mr. Okafor woke up feeling weak, not sick, just drained. Like he hadn't slept at all. His wife looked worse. Her eyes were sunken, her face pale. Even the children didn't speak as much. It was as if joy itself had been removed from the house. That same day, they tried to move out. But something strange happened. The moving truck they hired broke down on the way. The next one never showed up. Phone calls failed. Network signals dropped inside the compound, even when Mr. Okafor tried to drive out himself. His car refused to start. It was as if the house didn't want them to leave. Days turned into weeks, and the Okafors became shadows of themselves. Neighbors began to notice. They done quiet, or they know they come out again. Something no right. Then one morning, the gate of the house was open. Wide open inside. The apartment was empty. Furniture gone, clothes gone, everything gone. But the Okafors were not seen again. No police report, no trace, no explanation, just like that. They disappeared. Weeks later, a new tenant moved in. A young man. His name was Emeka. Fresh graduate, full of life, full of dreams. He had just gotten a new job in Port Harcourt, and finding that kind of apartment at such a cheap price felt like a miracle. People warned him, "Guy, that house get problem." Oh, he laughed. "Abeg, na superstition, na city we dey, no be village." He moved in, confident, excited, hopeful. The first night, nothing happened. The second night, still nothing. On the third night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., Emeka woke up. Not because of a sound, but because of a feeling, like someone was staring at him. He opened his eyes slowly. And there, standing at the corner of his room, was a figure, tall, still, watching him. Emeka blinked, once, twice. The figure didn't disappear. Then it spoke, soft, cold, unfamiliar. "Your destiny is bright." A pause. "Let us have it." Emeka couldn't move. His body felt glued to the bed, as if an invisible weight had been placed on his chest. His heart pounded violently. Boom, boom, boom. The figure stepped forward, slowly, deliberately. Its form was still unclear, like smoke trying to become human. "Your destiny is bright," it repeated, this time closer. Emeka tried to shout, Nothing came out. He tried to stand. His legs refused. Then suddenly, everything went dark. Morning came. Emeka woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. He sat up quickly, looking around. Nothing. No figure, no shadow, no strange presence, just his room. He let out a nervous laugh. Just a dream. But deep down, he knew it wasn't. That day, something strange happened. At work, Emeka, who had just been praised the day before, made mistakes. Simple mistakes. The kind he would never make. His boss frowned. "Oh, are you okay?" "Yes, sir. Just tired." But it didn't stop. The next day, he forgot an important file. The day after, he sent the wrong report to a client. By the end of the week, he was issued a warning. Emeka was confused, scared, frustrated. "This is not me," he muttered one evening as he sat alone in the living room. The house was quiet, too quiet. Then the lights flickered, once, twice, then went off. Darkness swallowed the room. Emeka reached for his phone, turning on the flashlight. As the beam of light cut through the darkness, he saw it. Something scratched onto the wall. Words. They weren't there before, he was sure of it. His hand trembled as he moved closer and read, "You are staying too long." The flashlight flickered, then went off. Complete darkness. Then a whisper right behind him. "Because we are feeding." But Emeka screamed. The lights came back on instantly. He turned. Nothing. But this time, he didn't wait. That night, he packed his things. "I'm leaving this place," he said out loud, his voice shaking. "I don't care." He dragged his bag to the door, opened it, stepped outside. Relief washed over him. Fresh air, freedom. But as he reached the gate, something felt wrong. His body suddenly felt weak. Not tired, not sick. Empty. He dropped his bag, confused. "My head," he whispered. Memories began to slip. His job, his dreams, his plans. It was like trying to hold water in his hands. Everything was disappearing. "No, no, no." He panicked. Then, that same voice, right behind him. "You can leave." A pause. "But you cannot take what belongs to us." Emeka turned slowly, and this time he saw them clearly. Not one, not two, but many. A tall, shadowy figure standing inside the compound, watching him, waiting, smiling. Their voices echoed together. Destiny always the sweetest thing to consume. Emeka tried to run, but his legs gave way. He collapsed. By morning, the gate was open. His bag was outside. But Emeka was gone. Days later, people began to talk again. "That house don't collect another person. I hear say the boy just vanish. Na destiny house. Once you enter, you don't finish." Still, despite everything, despite the fear, despite the stories, the house remained beautiful, silent, waiting. And as always, there was someone new. A young couple stood at the gates one afternoon, smiling, excited, unaware. "This place is perfect," the woman said. Her husband nodded. "Feels like a fresh start." Behind them, upstairs, through the tinted window, a shadow moved, watching, listening, waiting. Because in that house, destiny was not given, it was taken.